Mike's Daily Podcast.
Say do with me, and then maybe a da. The da. The 80s were all about da. Here we are, episode 1189. It is a da-esque podcast. 89 was a year where music took a little turn, where all of a sudden it was okay to Mike's Daily Podcast. Put some weird drum effects in there. Use some drum loops. Get crazy with your drums and the hip-hop influence. Mike's Daily Podcast. We're slowly sleeping into rock, and this is not a podcast about music, but I thought I would try to use it to get into the show and tell you today we're going to have Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, and then we'll jump in my Winnebago and we'll drive to Mike's Daily Podcast, Funky Town. No, we'll hang out here at Podcastro Valleymont, where everyone is happy. Mike's all the women are daily lovely because podcast of the humidity. Their skin is so soft and supple. No, there's no humidity here. It's dry as a bone. We thought we were going to get some rain. No, those lies perpetrated by the liberal left media, and all they're debating on the television. They're master debating. Some of these guys really know how to debate well, is what I'm saying. Anyway. Cafe anyway. The feisty Tim Kaine, whose debate appearance will likely be remembered for his aggressive interruptions. He was doing a Trump, even though he's not on Trump's ticket. The other guy is, the Pence. Pence was calm and refused to be baited. He was like the Hillary to his Trump. Reversed roles, role reversal, rah. But defending the polarizing GOP nominee was an almost impossible assignment, says CNN.com. As Pence was forced to dodge questions and the trail of explosive rhetoric strewn by Trump over the past 18 months, the constant controversies have bolstered the Clinton campaign's momentum and claims that the real estate magnate is simply not fit to serve as president of the U.S. He is not a polished politician like you and Hillary Clinton, Pence said when Kaine challenged him to explain a controversial comment by Trump that women who get abortion should be punished. Trump later walked back that remark. He walked backwards, and he walked through a glass window. I've done that. But, Haley wants to be on this show. Haley's listening right now. Everybody wave to Haley. Haley, hey! There's a term for walking through a window and falling out. It's called extrication. And Haley will tell us that word when Haley is on. We're going to do a daily Haley soon, Haley. That's for you. Hey, Kevin finally heard his addendum with Kevin that I had on the Monday show, the first show of the week. And he said, I regret none of it. A little sloshed, I admit. I regret none of it. Neither do I. Kevin, it was an important podcast that we did that day. Live from your brewery, the Drury Brewery. Look who else just walked in with your lovely Rosalinda. And we talked about Fuego. We talked about Tyra Banks, and hence she is on fire. Just like fire! Pink's song. Pink has a song called Just Like Fire. Woo! That coffee's strong today here at Cafe Anyway. Anyway. All these characters have walked in. Now, I have to tell you, last show I said Chely Shoehart would be here. And Floyd and John Deere the engineer. But it appears I was correct. Look at everybody. Put your hands together for all the characters that have come in today. Hello, my commercial. It's Madame Rootabega. And this is like Chely Shoehart, the gift shop supervisor. Oh my God, Mike Matthews. We're all here today. It's like a big party. Yes, it is. Look who else is here. That lasts a long time. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. I should have been on stage debating. I'm much better at it.
And this is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, I am always drunk, just like you guys were at the Drury Brewery day.
Yeah, always blasted. Do you know that? Always full of beer. Do you know that? Always toast. Do you know that?
Beer.
Always sloshed. Do you know that? I guess I do know that. And Benita's here too. Hi everybody, it's Benita the rodeo queen. I brought my horse Nelly. Hey, a horse walked into a bar or cafe. Anyway. Well, that's pretty much the show. No, it's not, because I have to say something right here, right now. Well, you know, usually I have this segment called the Whiny White Man.
Wine. Well, I like
The Whiny White Man Wine List.
And this is where we talk about what all the conservative white men are whining about. But today I'm going to rant about what I had happened to me yesterday. I was trying to enjoy a wonderful nap.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Oh, we're going to do that now? Fine. Fine, Ariel. Fine. Hey, everybody wave to Ariel. She's doing so well. She's married and happy. North Carolina. Doing her mountain biking and whatnot. She's happy. That's awesome. You know what? Oh, what was I going to... Oh, rant... Yeah, let's get to... the picture. Rant or picture? I can't decide. The picture today was taken yesterday as I was walking Basil the Boxer. We were having a nice walk, and he was so happy, jumping up and down, much like he is right now, because he saw sheep. Oh, I should have posted the sheep picture. There are a bunch of goats on Fairmont Ridge right now. I know goats and sheep aren't the same thing, but this shepherd guy sometimes has both of these. Sheep herder dude sometimes has them together. This day, however, there were only goats, and there was something like 300 goats on Fairmont Ridge, and they were all staring at Basil, and I got a picture of that. I will have to put that in a note to self, put that in a podcast picture. Hey, if I don't remember, can you remind me on the segment emails from email and your comment, not so comments?
Oh my God!
Email for email and your calm and not so comments.
You can comment, of course, on my Facebook or my Twitter. Find me at both those places with the handle @MikeTalks. I'm on Instagram, Mike's Daily Podcast there. All the links you can find at mikesdailypodcast.com. And there's if you want to help us out through the Amazon link, click on that, buy whatever it is you're going to buy. Perhaps you were going to buy a dolphin. Or tuna to eat, which is the same thing. And there's, or a ship, or whatever it was you were going to buy. You can buy that. Maybe you were going to buy some golf clubs in honor of the late, great Arnold Palmer. Maybe you're going to buy an Arnold Palmer. A delicious drink that you can pour and enjoy with a little bit of lemonade, a little bit of iced tea together. And that, really, it's not too caloric a drink, because the lemonade's got a lot of sugar in it, but the iced tea, if you get the sweet tea, has a lot of sugar in it. PayPal too, if you want to click on that and help out, you'll get all the Cafe Anyway characters. We'll get a special greeting to you. And finally, there's the podcast picture, which we just mentioned today, is of that's where I got sidetracked on a tangent, on a digression, on a digression management. Digress. Haley wants to do a podcast about digression. To digress or not digress. Haley will mention all those digression ideas that Haley had for a new podcast about digression. He will have that on the next Daily Haley. Plus, he will also tell us what it is when you go through a window. What that's called. That's called painful. Is what that is. Ouch. Ow. What that picture is of the beautiful dusk, and the sun had just set yesterday, and now the sunsets in the Bay Area, they were nice before, but now they are extraordinary. They are absolutely beautiful, angelic, so nice, transfixing. And the moon, you can see a little bit of the crescent moon that we got going on right now, and it's like the crescent moon where you see that logo before the movie. Somebody has a crescent moon and a guy fishing in the beginning of a movie. I think he's fishing off the tip of the moon. Isn't that a logo for some movie company now? I don't know. I don't watch movies anymore. But that's there at mikesdailypodcast.com. And I was walking with Basil the Boxer, and we saw this beautiful view as we were in Podcastro Valley on our little walk. And that's, see that now. Speaking of Podcastro Valley, my doorbell rang twice. Once I was trying to take a nap with my dog. Yes, I take a nap with my dog. He sits on the couch, and I sit on the couch. And then when he starts to snore, that puts me to sleep. So he's sitting next to me, you know, like your cat sits on the couch with you, that my dog sits on the couch with me. He's only allowed on one couch, by the way. He's not that spoiled. Only one couch. Yes, I have more than one couch. I'm freaking rich. No, I'm not. I just have more than one couch. And the couch which he's allowed on is the really, really small one. Which, even though it's small, get this. If you get a small couch, make sure it's got a pull-out bed in it. That's right. That's where you win, is the pull-out bed inside the couch. And that's my special cutting corners tip for you.
The cutting corners corner.
The cutting corners corner. When you have to buy something, when your ex-wife is forcing you to buy something that'll multitask. That's my suggestion. So the doorbell rings, and it's somebody who, okay, so they rang the bell to wake me up out of my wonderful deep sleep, which I needed like crazy yesterday. And then I'm trying to get back into my Covered California account, which for some reason they've decided to make that extremely difficult, because Obamacare, nobody wants to hack into everybody wants to hack into your Obamacare, I guess, or something. Or if they figure out your Obamacare, the end of the world will happen. They have all the security going on with your Obamacare. So I'm trying to remember my password, and I'm talking to someone online about it and all this and trying to get in. And then the doorbell rings again, and it's the same guy, and he's promoting these people. So he's going door to door for the election, trying to get these candidates elected. So my plea to you is, do not vote for these people, okay? This is Mike's unendorsement, and I don't have a cool... All right, let's make one right now.
Mike's unendorsement.
Okay, that was wonderful. Mike unendorses Lee, Thomas, and Whitaker, because that's the frickin' flyer he left on, and this is it, right on my door. Do not vote for Monica Lee. Do not vote for Toho Thomas. And do not vote for Lavender Whitaker. Do not even. Oh, now I'm reading their stories, and it's like really sad. Like, one of them lost their husband. The other wants to just help the kids. The other wants to walk to end breast cancer. Why did I even go on this digression? Anyway. Anyway. Thank you. Do not vote for them, because the guy rang my doorbell. You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. You can see some podcasts I'm a little more invested in than others. Monica Lee, Toho Thomas, and Lavender Whitaker, you do not get my vote because you frickin' woke me up out of a deep slumber with my wonderful Basil the Boxer. And he got mad too. He barks like crazy when the doorbell goes off. He's barking his head off. So Anyway, Cafe Anyway, we are going to now do the wonderful segment called the what was this one? Oh, News Random.
News Random.
Well, I didn't. So the debates happened last night. Netflix is apparently excited over Disney acquisition rumor. The stock climbed over $100 per share Monday. Disney buying Netflix would give Star Wars and Marvel a new streaming home. And Netflix said to be in Disney's crosshairs. And that might happen. But that's not the story I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about McMansions. I mentioned I had 2 couches. That is de rigueur in the South, where McMansions proliferate. Slate.com had an interesting article about it. They wrote the following: McMansions, why are they so ugly? Why do we hate them? Why? Despite their atrociousness, do builders keep building them? These are questions that the blog Worst of McMansions, aka McMansion Hell, sets out to answer. Authored by an architect who calls herself Kate. The Tumblr has been around only since late July, but has spread across the web faster than a subdevelopment through a vacant tract of suburbia. The site catalogs the most egregious examples of terrible, overbuilt architecture, delivering ridicule to these behemoths, along with a series of McMansions 101 posts, which explain patiently everything that's wrong with them, architecturally speaking. The site's fans seem to have flocked to it not just for its ability to put words to that uneasy disgust that so many have when facing these gargantuan homes. You know, one of the things I liked about moving to the Bay Area was not seeing so many McMansions. I have to tell you, I am happy there aren't so many McMansions here. I mean, space is at a premium. I mean, really. We've always known that they're ugly, but until now we didn't know exactly why. A normal house, for example, is made up of a primary mass, the central architectural shape of the building, and a few key secondary masses. Well, I'm starting to sound like 99% Invisible, that podcast about architecture, which is made locally on KALW. And then every time I go to listen to it, you hear the podcast host going, "We need money! Give us money! Oh, I'm so poor! Why doesn't anybody give me money to do my podcast? Because KALW doesn't pay me. Stop interrupting me, Mike Pence." So, a McMansion, on the other hand, will have so many secondary masses, gables, garages, entryways, and so on. That's true. There are so many freaking columns in the house. On the houses in the South, that the primary mass is reduced to a role of filling in gaps between the secondary masses, this says. Nor is the McMansions balanced. Unlike a Victorian, its individual pieces don't have equal visual weight. It is often out of scale, and its small lot and out of proportion with itself, inconsistent window sizes, dormers, and gables of contrasting styles. I know what a dormer is. A dormer is someone that lives in a dorm. What emerges in Kate's McMansions 101 post in particular is that nearly all of the sins of McMansions often boil down to the same thing: violations of order, harmony, and symmetry. What makes a normal house successful is a sense of balance with equally weighted elements and overall sense of aesthetic cohesion. I don't like where this article is going, because I don't believe in rules. As long as your house doesn't fall over and kill me, I don't care what you do to build your house. There's a house in Benicia that I've seen right across the street from that geodesic dome that I've posted pictures of before on the podcast picture, which you can see at mikesdailypodcast.com, that it's on. They've deliberately built it to make it look like it's slanted, like it's about to fall over. It's hilarious. What makes a McMansion an eyesore is its jumble of eaves, columns, oversized garages, and other compounded fiascos. The McMansion term is itself still relevantly recent, coined only in 1992 according to the Oxford English Dictionary, but the landscape of America has long been populated by these off-kilter, jumbled houses, homes whose shape defied all balance and order, at least since the 19th century, we've had to deal with the ostentatious monstrosities. You know what? I'm going to stop reading this because, frick. You know what? The problem with McMansions is they built a whole bunch of them, and then the economy collapsed. Remember 2008, and there were all these empty McMansions, and all these developments to build more McMansions. That nobody was going to move into these things because of frickin' everybody was broke. Everybody had to move into apartments, and McMansions were empty and became homes for a bunch of rats. Now, that's turned around, but geez, this people. Who said this recently? Somebody was talking about. Oh yeah, someone I work with. He said, he had a house in South Carolina, a huge McMansion, and he said there was a room in that house that he went into once during the whole time he lived in the house. That's just ridiculous. Once again, going back to my whole about things having many uses that you purchase, have them multitask. What kind of a house is that where you don't even go into the room? As we go outside of the room, known as cafe anyway, and going outside, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, where we bring you Mike Saley Podcast. Google announced yesterday their Pixel phone, which they say it has the highest rated smartphone camera ever, a battery that lasts all day, unlimited storage for all your photos and videos. That's because what they do now, Google, is they've got this new cloud storage system where they don't store every single bit of data that's in your picture. The picture that you have in your phone or on your hard disk, your hard disk. That's not the hard drive. Thank you. They are. That's all the data that picture contains. But what Google does is they only extract the most important parts of that particular picture, enough that your eye will be able to see it. I think they call it highest quality or best quality. They give it some kind of name like that. So your eye doesn't really pick up all the data that's not there. That's just enough to make you happy, kind of like an MP3. This show is recorded to MP3, so you are hearing enough to get the point across, and whatever data that you're not getting, it's superfluous anyway. That's the way it's going to be going with all phones in the future. They also promoted their Home by Google, the hands-free help from the Google Assistant. It gives you music. It'll answer your questions. It talks back to you like you're on your phone when you ask it a question, and it says the exact proportions of the Titanic were, and it manages your everyday tasks. I really was curious to know what the exact